our next presenter is AYAKA DOI. She's going to talk to us about one of her favorite places on earth. I didn't know you were talking about Toronto. Fiji? Fiji? Fiji. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah, okay. I can't wait to find out about this. Here's AYAKA.
I'm Japanese and I'm so excited about this presentation. Well, thank you for coming today. So I'd like to ask you a question first. Do you like traveling?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I have money, yeah.
who do you want to go with? Your family?
Friends?
Friends? Or do you like to go traveling alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever read Eat, Pray, Love?
Yes.
Yes. So Eat, Pray, Love is a story about Arthur's based on Arthur's experience. She had a job and she had a nice husband and also she had a career. But unfortunately, she divorced and she decided to go a long trip to find herself. So let me show you a short movie trailer.
Here I am, the next generation businessman, and what do I want to ask you about?
Getting closer to God? Nope. I want to discuss my relationship. Mom, when did you accept the life you had? Oh, my baby. Always searching for something.
You want to go away for a year? I used to have this appetite for my life, and it is just gone. I want to go someplace where I can marvel at something. I'm going to Italy, and then I'm going to India, and I'm going to end the year in Bali.
I have the perfect man for you. Everyone has a little love affair in Bali.
Are you married?
Everybody needs husband. I am so sick of people telling me I need a man.
You don't need a man, Liz. You need a champion.
Thank you for watching. Do you understand? The message of this story is encourage you to ask you what I really want to do, or why I'm here for. And large number of women felt empathy for this main character and way of her seeking. Arthur is Elizabeth Gilbert, and New York. The book remains a New York Times bestseller 200 weeks and translated 40 countries, and 10 million books are already printed. And I'd like to see the background. This is Arthur, and many women felt empathy, and they call it Eat, Pray, Love phenomenon. Think about 30 or 40 years ago, they pressed with her housework, but thanks to technology development, gradually they got the money and they got the career and the sorry. And divorce. Yes, but they're happy. So they got money and they got the multiple choice. that their motivations and idea and leadership system has been growing. Eat, Pray, Love shows us women's hidden desire and movement that our world changed material level to spiritual level. So we are busy to study and we are busy to work, but now we need some spiritual power and mental stimulation. I'm going to talk about travel. The travel is the best way to stimulate your thinking. If you don't have, and I'm going to talk about traveling alone. There are two types of traveling. One is group and one is alone. So if you don't have company to go with, it's good opportunity to experience your personal, unique experience. So, you won't be alone. Because if you are alone, it's easy to make new friends. And it's easy to get involved in a new attraction. And the point is, when you go travel, brings a new perspective with you when you get home. So pay attention to what's been going on with local people and brings new and get some new perspective. This year, January to July, I went to Fiji Island for study English, and I got some emotions. So today, I'd like to introduce you. Fiji is the best example to traveling alone, and I'd like to tell you my experience and what I learned from Fiji. Where is Fiji? Fiji is a South Pacific island near Australia. If you live in Canada, you can get a plane, Los Angeles or Hawaii. And if you go back to Korea, you can go directly to Fiji. And this is a basic information. There are 333 islands, and each island is have a different character. And Fiji is independent in 1987 from England. And there are Fijian and Indian. Why Indian is there? Because of England brought Indian to work sugarcane plantation. That's why Fijians, 0.5% of population is Indian. They speak Fijian and Hindu and English. When is the best season to visit Fiji? It's May to October. This season doesn't have rain and less humid. And there is no malaria or cholera, so you don't have to do some injections. And the point is less crime. Fijian people are naturally warm and very friendly. So there are 80,000 people there, but prisoner is only 300 people. And even policeman doesn't have a gun. So it's very safe place. So even you're there for alone, you can enjoy fun and very safely. Why Fiji? Why I choose Fiji is firstly, it's cost performance. So I could go there, I could get there within the money that I earned. And I lived in there for 6 months, and I spend money only $1,000. It's so cheap. Some girls spend $1,000 in a day. But I can live 6 months in Fiji.
They must be from Korea.
And secondly, most important thing is Fijian people. I was so interested in Fijian people. Why? Because I read a travel magazine, and all travel magazine says Fijian are very friendly. So why? I was curious about Fijian people. So after I graduated my university, I went there immediately. So this is Fijian people. Look at this. Fijian people are very big because of food. They eat principal food is cassava, and if you are there, you are very surprised because big. And Fijian are, like I said, very warm and very friendly. So another question is this: what will you do if you go a different country? What will you prepare first?
Passport.
Yes. So, but most important thing I think is greeting people. Fijians speak English, but Fiji have own language, Fijian. So I'm gonna introduce you a Fijian language. Fijian greeting. So every morning and every evening, every night, Fijian for greeting is a very important thing in Fiji. So if you pass by Fijian, you can say, repeat after me. Bula. Thank you very much. So it's very natural to greeting people, even you met a first time. Actually, Bula is different. If you are female, please repeat after me. Bula. It's female. But how about male? Is Bula. Thank you very much. And if you met two Fijian people, you could say Bula Bula. So how about three Fijian? It's just Bula Bula. So but greeting is the best. Very important to communicate with local people. Fijian culture. I was shocked to know the Fijian culture. Fiji have our own interesting culture. It's called kere kere. Kere kere. Kere kere means please borrow. Can I borrow this? In Fijian. So Fiji have a interesting culture. For example, I have this, and Fijian said to me, kere kere. Kere kere. I gave a Fijian. I'll give Fijian, but it never come back to me. But because of their culture, actually they doesn't have our own belongings. Can you believe it? we have own belongings. For example, this is my laptop. This one is a story laptop school, but they don't have a own. They didn't have a. They don't have a distinguished own belongings. They everything is shared. So in Fiji, they helping each other. I think it's very important in society to helping each other and supporting each other. So from now, I'll tell you eat, pray, love in Fiji. Eat. The Fijians' traditional food is lobo. So you dig and put on fish, meat, vegetable, everything, and steam, and you can eat cassava and lobo. So the daily life there is very simple. But when you go to there, Fijian welcome you this traditional food and traditional drink. Drink kava. Kava means simply I have some video. This is kava party. If you go there, you can see kava party everywhere, day and night. But it's not harm our health. Thank you. And so in cover party, we can enjoy the communicate with Fijian and other tourists and share some emotion. Discover is safe or is it okay? It looks very dangerous, but it is so fun to share with our opinion and our culture to tourists and local people. And I'll move on to play. Like I said, Fijian and Indian, half percent of Fijian are Christian, and Indian are Hindu or Muslim. When I was there, I was so surprised because their culture and their character is definitely completely different. Fijian have a Fiji time. As you can see, the Buddha means who cares? So they are not punctual. How about Indian? Indian is a very punctual people. So unfortunately, Fiji's economy was based by Indians work. So Indians are punctual and hard worker, but Fijian is a very slow temp and they have a very humor. And I encountered that fact, and I was so impressed because even if culture and food and religion is different, people are getting in Fijian and Indian getting along with well. And love. The Fijian have some spiritual power for sure. Fiji magic means if you go there, it is very difficult to not fall in love in Fijian. So I got a lot of Fiji magic. My family and my friend, and definitely I'd like to go back to Fiji again. Bring a new perspective with you when you get home. Until I go to Fiji, I wanted to be a career woman. I woke up at 6 in the morning and lead business work because I wanted to be happy. If I get the right career and right house and right husband, I could be happy. But after my traveling, I realized if I cannot be happy without a present in a moment. If I doesn't care about present moment, I could not be happy. And also, I could not be happy without human connections. It's very important, and I learned from Fiji about human connection is so important. So enjoy yourself, and if you have a chance, please go to Fiji by alone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. After that presentation, Fiji is one of my favorite places, and I've never even been. Let's get some comments from the judges.
Okay, great. So the little changes towards the end. It's amazing how much people change their presentations right up to the last minute. Great. You started strong with a nice smile and a little bit of a rough start, but then you just seem to get better and better, and you seem to speak so naturally. You know, you didn't really need your cards so much. I mean, maybe a little bit at the beginning, but you spoke really well. And even when there were no pictures on the screen and you spoke directly to the audience, I thought it was great. It's great because I know you were struggling to work out, you know, your purpose and what you were trying to say, and I know you really wanted to talk about Fiji, and it was a great choice to just talk about, you know, I guess the book Eat, Pray, Love, and tying it all in with how great it is to travel alone. So I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, you seem so much better, so much more natural, speaking directly to the audience. And just kind of really connected with the audience. I thought good humor. That was great. That wasn't there before in the rehearsals, bula and all of that. So okay. Do you know how to say no? You can't. In Fiji? If somebody says, "Can I borrow your?" You say, "No, you can't." I'm gonna have to learn that if I go there. Now I know. Thank you.
So I enjoyed your presentation to AYAKA.
Yeah.
Okay. Traveling alone is a great topic. I'm going to say a little more about that in the improvement section. But first of all, what I really liked, starting it with the video was excellent. Partly because we're familiar with it, and I think people respond well to a celebrity like Julia Roberts, and so that was, I think, a good choice. I'd agree with Andrew, especially when you started talking about the trip. It's called when you internalize it. So it was like you were just talking to a friend or at a party, sharing your experience. It wasn't like it was like a formal presentation. So that was really well done. You weren't reading it. It was more like a conversation. You have a nice, easy manner of presenting, and I would agree with Andrew too that as it went on, you became more and more sort of confident and natural standing up there. One thing I loved were your slides. You had a few of them where you just had the one word and the one photo. There was the one on greeting and culture. Those were just fantastic because it's just so simple, and I think really skilled presenters work towards having just one word or one picture, and then they talk about that. So those were very well done and said a lot. Also, your sense of humor, the bula bula thing was really quite funny, especially when you had to say it 3 times and then told us, no, that's not right. A couple of improvements. I noticed there were a couple little spelling mistakes, just on, I think on 10 million and traveling. So you might want to, if you know, have time, get someone to check that. The topic, though, I think, you know, it's a great topic, but I felt that you focused more on the Fiji part versus traveling alone. So, and I'm not sure sort of how you came around to the topic, but to me, that presentation was more like my trip to Fiji and all the highlights, and then sort of tying in the traveling alone part and what you liked about that. And for example, you said, when you talked about Fiji, you said one thing I liked was that it was easy to meet other people. So what might have been helpful is if you had a picture or a story of the person that you met, sort of that supported or backed that up a little bit. And maybe just try to look around the room a little bit more. But again, you've got the 360 view there. And in terms of what I remembered or will remember, how inexpensive it is in Fiji. Did you say $1,000 a month or 6 months?
6 months.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that arrangement. And the bula bula greeting. So good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.